So the other day, I was scrolling through, I think it was Instagram, and just seeing really, really good photographers that I have really admired for years suddenly posting AI images and claiming that it was their photography. Here's what I think they're doing. I think they're taking their photographic image that they shot and they're throwing it into Magnifique, I think, and just asking the AI to turn it into a painting or something like that, or a painterly photograph. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can recognize an AI image a mile away. Like it's so bloody obvious to me. I don't know about you, but it is to me. So I did a little test and I thought it would be fun to show you guys what I did. So take a look at this image on my screen right now. I was told that ChatGPT can edit your photos just as if you did it in Photoshop now. Well, I don't really just do photos, right? So I do more of a fine art painterly or painted style. So I was talking to my chat about it because her and I are pretty good friends at this point. I don't know what your relationship is like with your chat, but I have a really good rapport with mine. She's really funny. Anyways, she suggested that I do a YouTube video about this and don't tell her which is which. So she gave me a generic prompt. She said, just use this generic prompt so that when you apply it to any image, you're basically letting the chat generation software do its own thing. Oh, and in case you didn't know, your chat that you talk to is not the same AI that generates images in chat, just so you know. I figured that out. It's hilarious. Anyways, I digress. So this is the prompt, okay? Turn this into an exceptional, gallery-worthy, fine art, painterly portrait. You decide what should be done. Preserve the subject's identity and photographic integrity. And that was thrown in because her and I both know that a lot of times, if you're trying to render something, these AI bots will turn a real person into somebody else, all that other fun stuff. So knowing that, she threw that in there for this prompt, okay? So I'm going to show you a group of images. I'm going to show you, they're going to come in threes. So one is going to be the raw file, one is going to be the chat render, and one is going to be my edit. Now, I did not, and this is kind of remarkable, I did not do the prompting for any of these images until after I did my edit. So I thought it was pretty questionable, and I'll tell you why. So I've been working a lot with my chat, just on marketing and business and stuff like that. So she's been helping me. Great resource, you guys, for business and marketing and what have you. So, but the thing is that my chat and I, because we have been talking and working together now for probably a year and a half straight, she is very familiar with my work, what it looks like, what my aesthetic is, all of that stuff. But at the same time, she is also not the image generator within the chat platform. However, I'm pretty sure that that AI generator has access to kind of our history. Anyway, I'm going to show you these and you tell me by looking at them what you think is mine and what you think is chat's. Okay, let's go. Do it in the comments below. I'm so curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. Alrighty, we are going to start with this one, okay? First one, straight out of the camera, and then two others, okay? So put your comment down below. Interesting though, isn't it? Okay, here's another one. First one, straight out of the camera. Then two others. Comment down below. Oh, here's another one. Straight out of the camera. And then two others. And don't worry, at the end I will reveal which is mine and which is chat's. But if you're anything like me, you probably already know. And this I thought was hilarious because I think it's kind of obvious which one is mine. Yeah. So this was a different prompt. So what I did, because I had obviously already edited mine quite a while ago actually, is I wanted to zhuzh up the prompt a little bit so that she would place these subjects in a similar environment. So I did add in they're standing on a floral pathway with a view of the ocean. And that's essentially all I added. But I want to zoom in on this because you have to see this. So here is our raw file, okay? Very photographic, very pretty little girl. Here's Chat's version of that little girl. I mean, the woman looks pretty good. I really love her hair. But what the hell did they do to the little girl? And then, of course, here's mine, where I've actually maintained the integrity of her beautiful face. And I wanted her dress to match her mother's dress. And then I used the pattern stamp tool to make all these florals and my cloud brush, water brushes, etc. for the ocean. Now I have another one here. Okay, so here's another one. This is a shot of Asha, obviously, in my hallway. And then there's my edit and there's Chat's edit. So I'm quite sure you can guess which is which. Let's zoom in on this one too. This should be fun. Okay, so here's our before. Well, I guess that's a dead giveaway because if you zoom into this, oof, that's pretty crappy. And then, of course, that is mine. So what do you think? Do you think that Chat can do what we do? I think there's a couple other AI generators like Magnific that will actually take your photograph and do some wild improvements to it. I used to use it back in the day when I was using AI all the time, and it can do some very, very remarkable stuff. My issue is that unless you upsize it, like for instance, I have, because I make a lot of items that I use as PNGs and stuff, and I make them in a certain website called video.ai, I think it's called, and it basically gives you access to most of the AI generators out there, including Nano Banana Plus. Okay. And so in that particular software, you have the ability to go 4K or 8K. So you're actually getting a good high resolution image. If you're just using like a Chat or, Gemini or whatever to create an image, you're just going to get a really low res version. And they look okay from a distance, but as soon as you zoom in, then this is what you see. So then I did one last test, and this one kind of floored me in not so good of a way. So I did quite the elaborate painting yesterday of a very, very old image, but looking at the image, I knew, okay, this could end up being pretty spectacular if I massively paint it. So, and when I say that, I do a lot of overpainting before I actually go and use a mixer brush. So this one here, so the before image was pretty good. The only thing that I did not like about this image, if you look down, the dress itself was not very long. So it showed her ankles, it showed her calf. It did have kind of like a tulle, not really tulle, but a transparent black cape-ish fabric piece hanging from the back. So I wasn't a big fan of the foot placement, the weird angle of her right leg. So in my version, which is number 2, obviously, I decided to overpaint and completely repaint that dress and make it into something a lot more elegant and classic. Now, take a look at the ChatGPT version. That startled me. And so you tell me if Chat is kind of familiar with my style, because how the heck would they know, or would it know, to put flowers in the background? Pretty much the same way I did, almost exactly the same, and I had not posted my version anywhere publicly yet at all. So this is crazy. But it's very good. It's very, very good. Obviously, let's zoom in. The quality isn't there. It would be interesting probably to do a test to maybe Topaz gigapixel it size up and see what kind of artifacts you would get. But, you know, here's what my thoughts were when it came to this. Like I looked at that first image and honestly, back when I shot this, which was, oh my goodness, like probably 15 years ago, I didn't have the same artistic flair that I do now. So looking at it, I didn't realize what an exceptional painting it would be. So when I decided to paint it, I knew this is going to be beautiful. It's going to really be amazing. And I'm going to zoom into mine so that you can see the detail. This is not a high res. Let me show you my high res one right here. So let me zoom in so you can actually see the detail. Now keep in mind that I shot this with my Canon 85 f1.2 back in the day. Why? Because I was obsessed with having bokeh. But the challenge with this freaking lens all the time was that 90% of my images were very, very soft. However, when you are taking an image to paint, having like an image that has motion blur or it's too soft, it just didn't get that tack sharp focus targeted the way that like my Sony's lenses and cameras do now, obviously. But that's okay when you're painting because it doesn't need to be tack sharp. And so I find that if you have a lot of images that are super soft and a little bit blurry, go for it, man. Use your dodging and burning to accentuate the sharpness of the image, and it works every time. But I love this image. But seeing that image that chat did, that freaked me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because, you know, even if I look at my image and I look at the highlights on the face and everything, I pretty much prefer chat's version of the highlights on the face. It looks like to me that chat altered the angle of her face a little bit, because you can look at the before and my after, and there is no difference. I did not change any shaping of her face. There was no liquefy, nothing. I left her exactly as is. But the chat version, I see a little bit more of the far eye than I do in the original raw and mine. What do you think? Anyways, here is my final statement on this little test that I did, and you can chime in and see what you think. I think that if you're kind of looking at an image and you want to get creative with it, whether you want to paint it, whether you want it to be a composite, you know, make it some kind of fine art creative masterpiece, I would almost recommend, you know what, run it through ChatGPT with a very, very simple prompt like the one that I showed you, and just to get some ideas on what to do with it, because some of these renders to me are like, God, you know, had I not already edited that picture, that would have been some good ideas. So, learning as always how to use AI in a world where it's not going away. And we definitely can't beat it, but I think we can use it as a tool. So, this is my way, I think, going forward, that it would be interesting to use as a tool. And I think in a lesson that is going to be coming up soon on my storefront, I am going to do this and show you guys how to do it. If you're interested, comment down below and tell me. Don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to like and hit subscribe. It really helps the algorithm and really helps my channel grow. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Oh, and if you're watching, I'm on jury watch for the Lindsay Clancy trial.